At early stage, how did you craft your ideal customer profile? How did you frame that, and how did it change over time? When the thing really started taking off, the ideal customer profile would have gotten refined and more sharper, more accurate, right? From the time when you started. If you can talk about that, that will be very useful.
Great question again, Suresh. My ideal customer profile when I started was based on some industry research, right? I mean, startups, you cannot start just with a conviction. A conviction gets you going, but you got to every step think about what you don't know and eliminate that risk, right, of your business failing. And one of the risks when I started Ally that I was worried about is there were already other players in the OKR market. They were already well funded. And I was just worried about what is our niche here, right? What is our vector that helps us win this market? And I required a lot of research, right? I talked to 70 plus customers, I interviewed them pretty deep in interviews. I went to some of the conferences of these players that were already in the market. So the customer interviews, as well as understanding where the competitors were, gave me some really, really good insights. We can actually craft a strategy here to win this market. And what I realized is competitors were coming with what I think is a heavyweight product. And we're a lot more focused on large enterprises. And we're also focused more on coming top down from the CEO of the enterprise adopting it. And I felt like OKR should really be for everyone, not just for the CEO or the leadership of the company. And I felt like there is a market here where you can actually have a product-led growth strategy coming from bottom up in enterprise, because that's how agile happened in software development, right? I mean, 20 years ago, we were doing development in waterfall models, if you remember, Suresh. And we moved to agile. And agile didn't come in most cases as a top-down edict, right? Nobody said, so should all become agile, right? It grew from bottom up. And I thought that was a model that OKR should ideally spread in. And other things I realized was their enterprise focus. They probably were strong in enterprise sales motion, but the mid-market and department level sales were not happening, right? And in fact, that may be an ideal entry point for introducing OKRs in an enterprise. So a few insights like this led me to believe that the ideal market should be fast-growing companies, and we can actually target smaller organizations or departments within enterprises. That's our initial beachhead. So that was my ICP. And very specifically, I said, it should be, of course, you're trying to sell your product. So it has to be something you have to be able to understand a customer and quickly segment and see whether they are in the right focus area or not. So one thing was an observable event, right? So I said, we will focus on funded startups, Series A, B, C startups. And that was our initial focus. And these were growing startups. They just got funded or got recently funded, and they were looking to grow. And OKR was something startups are more and more familiar with. And building a tool that was simple and easy to use that allows them to scale the business. And at the same time, our competitors were not focused on these smaller size businesses. So that was my initial ICP. And your next question, I think part of it, Suresh, was how did it change, right? I mean, we always knew that this is a product. My opinion is OKRs are like agile. 20 years ago, people are just playing with it, experimenting with it. Now, I don't know of any development team, product team that does not do agile. OKRs are going to be like that, is my belief. And so our target is the entire world, but we are just methodical about it. We went from targeting Series A, B, C startups to larger organizations, and from there to large enterprises, customers like Dell and many large enterprise customers. So we kind of expanded our base, but without seeding the market we're already in. We still sell to startups, but we just developed additional features and go-to-market motion. So we are now selling into larger businesses, departments in enterprises, mid-market companies. And with the acquisition of Microsoft, this was one of the reasons it was attractive for us is Microsoft is so strong in large enterprises too. And now we'll be able to go after very large enterprises also.